Hello everybody, weebrabbit here, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Persona 3 Portable. In the previous part, we got to the part where we finally summoned our persona, we attacked a shadow thing, and we got to do like a little mini fight, but afterwards we passed out and we are in the Velvet Room. So that was pretty interesting. Terrific is here, of course, and he wanted to tell us real quick before we move on what is the deal with Orpheus. So Terrific, say hello, and real quick, tell people, what did you find out about Orpheus?
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Terrific here, coming at you with some hard facts about Greek mythology. So Orpheus pretty much was a legendary musician and a prophet. He was a renowned poet, and I guess he was in search of the Golden Fleece and descended into the underworld to find his wife. To find his lost wife. So I'll try to look out thematically whenever we see Orpheus again and try to piece together what, because obviously he has to be given that name for a reason. So I want to try to figure out why he necessarily has that name.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Because yeah, that's something you'll notice in 3, 4, and 5, that the name of the personas, not only do they have like a theme, like I told in this one, it's Greek mythology, but the persona, at least the starting one that the protagonist has, it always kind of ties into some sort of like a theme. It has like a reason for it. So like you said, it's about a boy that goes into the underworld. We do know this game's about death. Let's see what else there is to that, you know?
Heck yeah. All
right, so picking up where we left off, we're inside the Velvet Room, and it says this is the Velvet Room, was it?
It's so nice to see you again. You became unconscious after awakening to your power. I see that it was Orpheus that heeded your calling. That power is called a persona. It is a manifestation of your psyche.
All right, so real quick, once again, I guess I'll do a little pause. So what's interesting about the Persona series is that, first of all, it is a weird spin-off. It's not a weird spin-off. It is a spin-off of a bigger series called Shin Megami Tensei, which Shin Megami Tensei is this weird universe where basically it has to do with either chaos or I think it's law versus chaos. So there's not really good and bad. It's law versus chaos. Whether things are orderly or whether things are you do whatever you want. And that universe, it's like a weird thing where like all deities are real because like people have made them real, if that makes sense, like because of their beliefs or whatever. So it's like a weird, you'll see that's why you're able to summon anything from stuff that sounds like demons to mythological creatures to angels to anything from like pop culture, basically, right? Like some sort of figure. This is a spin-off of that. So the way it works in this universe is that's kind of the same thing where people there's like this thing called the collective like sea of souls. It's kind of where all souls go when they die. It's like the public consciousness or whatever. And based on the sea of souls, same thing, because people believe in these figures, they kind of bring them to life with their belief or whatever, if I remember. So it's a weird thing where, that's why you're able to summon all these personas, because they represent different aspects of humanity. And so when people get infected by like monsters, it's because, maybe there's a certain personality trait they were showing, and that's why they get, corrupted by like a demon or something. Or if you're able to summon like a mythological figure, it's because you're representing that value or whatever. So, kind of makes sense. The other thing about personas is that if anyone's ever studied, I think it's called, his name was Carl Jung with a J, J-U-N-G, Carl Jung. But if you ever looked at Jungian, it's like a weird word, psychology, it's this belief that we have a certain mask that we share with different people. So for instance, when you're out in public, you have one mask. When you're with your family, you have a different mask. And when you're by yourself, you have a third mask, let's say. So that is where the idea of personas comes in, because it's basically about all these young people manifesting these different masks or personas to deal with the world around them. So that's where like the whole psychology thing comes into play. And so this game is a lot about navigating your way through the world, learning to interact with different people, learning to like find your place in society. So that's where that comes into play that it has to do with that idea of like different masks, different personas that we show the world, and different, you know, like aspects of ourselves and stuff. So it's pretty interesting how it even throws like some psychology in there and stuff. So. All right, so he says that power is called persona. It is a manifestation of your psyche. My psyche.
A persona is a facet of your personality that surfaces as you react to external stimuli.
Exactly. So
like a gun to the head.
Well, I'll explain why it's a gun, but what they're saying is that, yeah, basically it's like, you know, our everyday life, like I'm saying, based on Jungian psychology, where it's like, oh, every time you're like, you know, in public, you have a persona for that. When you're with family, you have a persona. Like you have all these different facets of yourself that you choose what you show to the world. You know what I mean?
You can think of it as a mask that protects you as you brave many hardships.
See, so he's explaining it, so it's kind of funny how this game has like a lot of psychology and stuff in it, and philosophy and stuff. So it's a pretty deep series. They try to, you know, add a lot of stuff to it. A mask.
When you use your persona ability, you must channel your inner strength. The ability evolves as you develop your social links, your emotional ties with others.
So basically what it's saying is that the more connections you make with people and the stronger they are, the stronger you become, and the more powers you can use, basically.
The stronger your social links, the more powerful your persona ability. Please remember that. Now then, time marches on in your world. I shouldn't keep you here any longer.
This is gonna surprise you. Watch. You know how it says 4/9 right now? It's a Thursday, and he says time marches on. Guess what happens when we wake up? Watch.
Next time we meet, you will come here of your own accord. Until then, farewell.
All right, so get ready for this. Watch. So it was the 9th, right, when we passed out.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Whoa.
10 days. We were passed out for 10 days.
Dude, what the heck?
Yeah, it's not crazy. Like, holy crap, dude. Your head is getting clearer. Yeah, we're in the hospital for sure. You can see a white ceiling. You wonder how long you've been asleep. You feel someone's presence beside you.
You're awake. How do you feel?
Why are you here?
Thank goodness you finally came to. I was so worried about you.
Oh, she was worried about us. That's cute.
The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with you. He said you were just exhausted.
Yeah, basically we were just exhausted from all the power we used. Like, that's basically it.
I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. But your power, it was amazing.
What'd I do?
The power you used, we call it persona. And those creatures you defeated are shadows, our enemy. We'll explain everything later. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wanted to tell you that I'm sort of like you.
Ooh.
What do you mean?
My dad died in an accident when I was little. My mom and I aren't exactly on good terms.
Yeah, so she's saying she's kind of, you can call her an orphan too, I guess, you know?
You're all alone too, right? To be honest, I already know about your past. But it didn't seem fair, so I wanted you to know about mine.
Yeah, because remember how they were keeping an eye on us? They were like, looking at us, like sleeping and like monitoring us. So that's what she says, that she's felt guilty because she's known our backstory. So she's like, it's only fair that I kind of share with you. You know what I mean?
It was back in 99.
Oh, hold on though. It was back in 99.
There was a big explosion in the area. Supposedly, my dad died in the blast, but nobody really knows what happened. He was working in a lab run by the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤 group. So, I'm hoping that if I stick around long enough, I'll find out something.
Alright, so her dad also died, similar to our parents. It was also in 99, interesting. And yeah, she's trying to get behind the truth of what really happened to her dad, so we'll see how that goes out.
That's why I'm going to
Gekkoukan High. Like, all these kids are definitely connected.
Happened to you.
Yeah.
Of course, I panicked and wasn't much help. It was my first time fighting them too. I'm sorry. You wouldn't have to go through all this if I wasn't such a coward.
It's not your fault.
Thanks. But still. Here I am telling you all this the minute you wake up. While I was waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from him. As soon as he wakes up, I'll tell him the truth. So, thanks for listening. I've been wanting to share that story with someone for a long time. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'll let the others know you woke up.
Alright, so there we go. So a little bit of bonding there.
Nice.
Alrighty. Yeah, we were asleep for 10 days though. God dang, dude. That's like crazy to get over. Alright.
Oh, here's a question though.
Oh, what's up?
I wonder what your persona would be if you started that as the woman.
I think it's also
or is it the same?
I think it's also Orpheus, I want to say, but I think it's like, it looks different. I think it's also Orpheus, but it looks different. I don't remember though. Don't quote me on that. You can look it up. You look if you want, like if you're curious, look up Persona 3 Fem C. That's what they call her because she's like the female MC. Fem C starting Persona, and I'll tell you if you want to look it up. It says, yo, long time no see. What's up? Did you have an upset stomach or something? Anyway, I got something to tell you. What's up? Actually, oh wait, I'm not supposed to say anything. Sorry, man. Chuckle. Sheesh, someone's full of energy today. I could hear you from all the way over there. Huh? You two came separately today even though you guys are in the same dorm? We're all tired of hearing you talk about that. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞. Are you feeling better? That's the best name ever. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞. Sorry to hit you with this first thing in the morning, but 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 wants to talk to you today. Come to the 4th floor of the dorm after school, okay? Don't forget. So once again, we still don't really have control of our activities. They're gonna make us go straight to home after school, but we're almost getting there. Alright, he says, that's enough about mammoths. I don't see the big deal. They're just huge elephants. And that wraps it up for the Stone Age. I'm tired of lessons about stones. Alright, talk about the Sengoku era. Japanese history is not that exciting until then. Though I'm paid to do this, so I've gotta... It's tough being an adult. He only likes samurai stuff, so he hates teaching everything else. I told this guy's weird. Next is the Jomon period. When did the samurai get their day in the sun? I'll just ask a question at random and call it a day. Hey, Junpei. What was the style of houses in the Jomon period called? How am I supposed to know about something way back then? Quick, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿, what the heck is he talking about? So is it mud huts, elevated houses, or caves? What do you think?
Mud huts.
That's correct. Mud huts were built by digging a hole in the ground and supporting the roof. It's no use. I can't get interested. I want to get to the age of katanas. Everything else is so dull. Hey, I answered correct and I didn't get any credit? Oh well. Thanks, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿. It says you hear your coffins whispering. 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 told Junpei the answer. He's really smart. You became slightly more popular. Aw, yeah, more charm. Alright, class has ended for today. There seems to be something important going on at the dorm. You decided to go back early. Did you find it? Did you even look to see what was the girl's persona or not?
Oh yeah, no, I was waiting until we got to like a kind of a lull, but then it's been a minute, so I probably should just go ahead and say it.
Yeah, so what is it?
Yes, it is still Orpheus.
But it just looks different, right?
Yeah, it's still Orpheus.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Well, I didn't look too deeply at it, so I didn't, because I don't want to look down the wiki and no, it does look different.
You don't want to get spoiled. Okay, got you. But yeah, I thought I remember it being Orpheus, but just it looks different.
And get this.
What's up?
Sorry, one more fact. So Orpheus has a little harp on his back because, he is a musician. And when you play as the female protagonist, the harp is in the shape of a heart.
Oh, cute. Huh, interesting.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
No, that's cool, that's cool. It says, there's no one in the lounge. You were told to go to the 4th floor. All right, so it's saying that we can keep doing all this stuff. Real quick, let's save. Save real quick. All right, we're done. All right, and then let's head to the 4th floor. It's kind of cool that we can jump there, I guess. That's kind of nice. So we don't have to, wander there. A room on the 4th floor. So we haven't been up here yet, so that's kind of different. It says Yukari Mitsuru, the chairman, and an unfamiliar male student are sitting here. Remember how we haven't seen the male student at all because of just different circumstances?
Mm-hmm.
This says, yeah, he'll talk.
I'm glad that you're okay. The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you. Please, have a seat. Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko.
How you doing?
Okay, let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
No.
I'm not surprised by your reaction. However, you've already experienced this truth firsthand. Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the signs. The streetlights went out, nothing was working, there were coffins everywhere. Didn't it feel like you were in a different time? That's the dark hour, a time period hidden between one day and the next.
What if our protagonist was really that dense that he didn't notice?
I know. What was different?
I didn't notice anything. Are you serious? I don't get it.
I know how you feel. Who would believe such a story? But the dark hour occurs each night, right at midnight. It'll happen tonight and every night to come.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the dark hour so interesting. You saw those creatures.
Here's that evil look on his face again.
We call them shadows. They only appear during the dark hour and attack anyone not in a coffin. It's our job to defeat them. Sounds exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like that?
He sounds a little too excited about fighting stuff. She's like, damn it, calm down.
You just got hurt the other day.
Now, he does his work well. Long story short, we're the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, S.E.E.S for short.
So you know how they wanted to recruit us into like a team or whatever? That's the name of the team. S.E.E.S, or there's the long-ass version of it.
We're classified as a school club, but in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows.
So I mean, I would like to know, like on paper, what does it say the club does?
Yeah, I know, right? Because especially if they use the same acronym and whatnot.
And especially if it says something about like execution. What does this club think you guys do?
Mitsuru is the leader. I'm the club advisor.
This game's Japanese, and there has to be a school club involved, and there has to be a club advisor and leader and
A
stuff.
shadow feeds.
Yeah, all we need is the school
The
president.
victim becomes a living
Oh.
corpse.
Guess what? Mitsuru is the student council president. Yeah, way ahead of you. There you go.
They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
This is a good one. What about the police?
Unfortunately, the police can't do anything during the dark hour.
Although rare, there are those who can function during the dark hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight the shadows. That's Persona, the power you used the other night. The shadows can only be defeated by Persona users. Which means it's all up to you guys.
So... Mitsuru opens the case on the table. A silver gun gleams uncannily from
What
inside.
he's trying to say is,
Ooh.
we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
Sounds what the gun's called. It's called an evoker.
I don't know, man. Looks like a pistol to me.
I got to shoot myself. All right.
I was afraid you'd say no. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay here, in your current room? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Yeah, because I mean, we might as well stay here if we're any part of the group, right? So there you go.
Hold up. But wasn't that... Oh, never mind.
Okay, you joined S.E.E.S to fight the shadows. Oh, hold on, though, something's happening. A voice rings in your head. This is another big part of the game, though we're finally discovering the first one. Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt be blessed from creating personas of the Fool Arcana. So you know anything about tarot cards at all?
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, no, I don't know anything about them other than, you know, like TV and movies, what they show about them.
Yeah, me too. You know, I don't really know much about them. The most I know is honestly from this game series. But basically, every connection you have with another person, it's represented by a different card in the little tarot deck.
Okay.
So that's a little fancy way of keeping track of the different people you're connected with. So right now, the connection we established with this group, with this team, it's represented by the Fool Arcana. And what's special about the Fool Arcana is that similar to a Joker, it represents 0. So you know how 0 is special because it can either mean nothing or it can represent, you know, kind of everything at the same time. So that's what makes this connection to everybody special. And the Fool Arcana is also special because from what I know about like the tarot cards, it's supposed to represent a journey in someone's life. And so the Fool Arcana, it's the Fool it's supposed to represent like you starting your journey. You start as like a fool, you don't really have much going on, but then like at the end you're supposed to find enlightenment or whatever. And I think we'll talk about that later, but yeah, so basically that's the way it works in this game. When you forge a connection, it's represented by one of the cards, and it says right here, you may earn an XP bonus when fusing personas of the Fool Arcana. So that's why you want to work on these relationships, because the higher you get them in stat and level, the more experience you get as you're fusing your creatures and using them. So I told you, this game has a lot.
You a reason to...
Yeah, I was just real quick. This game gives you a lot of mechanics.
Yeah.
And like I said, it gives you a reason to exactly try to like forge these relationships and keep them going. Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice because for some games, I mean, I know you played them. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but it gives you all these things, you know, managing characters, but there's almost like no reason to do it though. It almost seems more trouble than it's worth. It doesn't really affect
I will peel back the curtain a little bit. They don't mean as much in this game as they do in the 5th game, unfortunately.
Okay.
Like we're still gonna try our best just for story purposes, and because it's always nice to, you know, have stronger personas, but it's not as important as in the 5th game. In the 5th game is where it becomes really important, because there you also get a bunch of different abilities inside and outside of battle. Here it's literally just for experience. So it's kind of funny you say that because it's not as important as in the 5th game, but we'll still try our best. So this kid's back. So he says, you know, how are you? And he's just staring at us, sleeping. Not weird at all. How'd you get in here?
I'm always with you. Soon the end will come. I remembered, so I thought I should tell you.
The end?
The end of everything. But to be honest, I don't really know what it is. Oh, looks like you've awakened to your power. And an unusual power it is. A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none. It may prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up. Do you remember when we first met? I expect you to honor your commitment. I'll be watching you, even if you forget about me. Okay then, see you later.
Sounds not creepy at all, right? The boy disappeared. Oh boy, that's not weird at all. So it's kind of interesting. One little thing that he mentioned, he said you have a power that something about like it has like an infinite potential but is bound by none. That's another idea of the Persona series, especially in 3, 4, and 5. The protagonist always has what's called like the Fool Arcana or like the wild card ability or whatever, because unlike your teammates who can only summon one persona, you have the ability to forge all sorts of powers, all sorts of personas.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, it says, morning, thinks about yesterday. Akihiko-senpai's injured too, and I was really uneasy about working alone with Mitsuru-senpai. Leave it to me. Yeah, let's do our best together. But I wonder when Senpai's injury is going to heal. He said that it wasn't a major injury. Alrighty. And I'm just seeing... Hikari began talking to you in class.
I thought I was gonna fall asleep in there.
Can I have a minute? Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell everyone. I'll save the details for later. See you there.
Alrighty. So they keep just adding stuff to our... just so we think we know what's happening. They keep giving us info dumps. She was certainly direct.
She's probably busy with things like student council, unlike us.
Yes, I told you. She's the student council president too, because of course, right?
Ooh, Yucatan.
Yeah, of course she is.
Sense some hostility?
So yeah, he was listening. It seems that Junpei was listening too.
Well, it's not that I don't like her. She's just...
Yeah, that's it. She didn't tell us what. Seems to be something important going on at the dorm. You just had to go back early. Alrighty, though. If it gives us a chance, though. It's not. Okay, no. All right, we'll get to this little next section. Dang it. I want to cut it here, but I think we're going to have to go for like a couple extra minutes. Okay, so real quick. Dormitory, 4th floor, command room. Mitsuru and Akihiko are already here.
Welcome back.
We were waiting for you. There's someone I want to introduce.
Oh, so this is pretty funny. So there's someone they want to introduce, right? Get ready for this.
Huh?
Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy.
Who is it? Who is it? I don't know if you guess who it is already.
What's up?
Ta-da!
Oh, shoot.
Because of course he wouldn't be like hanging around with us if there wasn't a reason, right?
Yeah.
Nice, huh? So yeah, there we go.
Junpei? Why are you here?
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
I bumped into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently.
That's right. So Junpei is also a Persona user. So that's the reason he's been hanging around. Because of course it's going to be important to like the cast and stuff, right? It makes sense, right?
I told him about this, and he agreed to help.
Yeah, so Junpei is going to join us.
You have the potential? For real?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coffins. I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, at least he's like, he's very, he shared it with us.
He said that's, completely normal in the beginning. Like being confused and not remembering anything. Did you guys know that?
Didn't happen to me.
Big deal. It happens to everyone else.
It's true though. Everyone else experiences it. We're just special. But I just love what wrote in his face. Didn't happen to me. That's great.
I was shocked to find out about you guys. I had no idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could get kind of lonely, I'll bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join?
Huh? Yeah.
She does not want him to be here. It's like so funny. Junpei has joined S.E.E.S.
Well, enough with the introductions. I think we're about ready.
All right, ready for what?
Okay, everybody's here. I'd like your undivided attention. For a long time, Mitsuru and Akihiko were the only Persona users we had. But that number recently jumped to 5.
Yeah, so all of this is like really recent too, apparently, so that's kind of interesting.
Therefore, starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like to commence the exploration of Tartarus.
Tartarus? What's that? Sounds like toothpaste.
If you can, look up what Tartarus means.
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
It's no
I think that's a
surprise,
moon, isn't it?
since it only appears during the dark hour.
Oh.
The dark hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh? And it's the perfect place for us to train. You can think of it as a shadow nest.
Whoa,
Their nest, huh?
But, Senpai, what about your injury?
Since Akihiko hasn't fully recovered yet, he'll only come as far as the entrance.
Yeah, I know.
Relax, I've got your backs.
I'm not so sure about this.
What about you, Mr. Chairman?
I'll stay here. As you know, I can't summon a persona.
He's useless. Just tell me about it. All right, so it's kind of cool. So guess where Tartarus. Oh, first of all, you're looking at what Tartarus means.
Yes, yep, I looked
So
it
real
up.
quick, just throw it out there. Simple form. What is Tartarus?
It's basically just hell.
So it's like an underworld sort of thing, right? Once again,
Yeah,
mythology and all that.
yeah.
So we're going to be exploring what's called the underworld, basically. And look at that. So we're in front of the high school. Guess what's going to happen?
This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
So it's kind of cool, watch. Because you know how stuff transforms when it hits like the midnight, the hidden hour?
Yeah.
So right now we're standing in front of the school. And remember, they did say the school was the center of the whole island. So this is pretty interesting. Look at this. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
So that's pretty cool, huh? Look at that. This keeps going, too.
Mm-hmm.
All the way to the sky. So that is our dungeon. That all the games kind of have this, where you have story stuff to do, but you also have like one huge labyrinth
during the dark hour
to explore throughout the course of the game as well. So that's pretty cool.
Labyrinth? What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower?
Yeah, so they don't
You
know.
don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated.
Because remember, this is all like really recent, so we're basically the ones who are here to discover why is this happening.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it. Exciting, isn't it? There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
I know, you don't have to remind me.
All right, so this is Tartarus. You decide to enter the tower. Alrighty. So this is what it looks like. There's a weird clock motif.
It's just as cool on the inside.
All right, pretty sure here they're not going to say anything too interesting, so let me just skip through it real quick. They're just kind of saying, oh, it's so cool, blah, blah, blah. Basically, they said they're going to make us the leader so we can explore, and Yukari and Junpei are going to go with us.
What's the...
But
Okay.
before that, real quick, let's just get through this real quick as well. So before we go explore...
The time has come for you to wield your power. The tower that you are about to venture into. How did it come to be? For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. That is why you must be made aware of the nature of your power.
So nature of
Your
power.
power is unique. It's like the number 0. It's empty.
So that's kind of stuff I was talking about earlier, if you remember.
At the same time, holds infinite possibilities. You are able to possess multiple personas and summon them as needed.
Yeah, right. The only one in our group that can do that. Nobody else can do that. So that's what makes it special.
And when you have defeated your enemies, you will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. My
Alrighty.
spare time will soon be scarce. But please, come again of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you. Until then, farewell.
Alrighty. So yeah, we haven't really, since we only have one persona, basically we haven't unlocked like the full power yet.
Yeah, what's up?
Mhm.
You look like a zombie.
Yeah, so they don't see the door, in case you're wondering. So they're like, what happened to you? Because we were basically like in a trance as we went in.
Huh? What door?
Yeah.
Yeah, see what door?
Man, are you loco?
They don't see them see the door.
Dude,
Alright, so anyway, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna save the game here. Finally, we're able to kick it past a lot of crap. All I was gonna say is that yeah, since we only have one persona, we don't have the ability yet. But once we get a couple personas, which hopefully we'll get some next time when we venture into the tower, that is where he will unlock the abilities here, and you'll see how his whole little mechanic works. So I'll be next time though. There you go, guys.
Nice.
That's kind of a long episode because there was just like a lot happening, and I wanted to get to a safe spot. But as you can see, as you can see, next time we are going to explore Tartarus, and we're going to see what is up and how the combat works and how it works when we're fighting with people by our side. So that should be exciting. So if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thank you, Triffy, for being here.
Heck yeah. Yeah, man, no problem.
All right, and we shall see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.